We'd like to now get to know you on a more professional, on a more personal level, sir. So, the first question I'd like to ask of you is, what is the first thing you do the moment you enter your office?
Most of the time, by the time I enter the office, my immediate responses and emails are all done when I'm on my way to the office itself. So, typically the first thing I do is take a plain sheet of paper, a pencil, and work on a new thought for the day which I might want to drive during the day or the week. No computer, no keyboard, just me, my pencil, and a bunch of color pens and paper.
That's a great idea.
Is a typical way I start my day when I reach office.
All right, fantastic. And what is the one thing you like the most, and also the one thing you like the least about your job?
Well, one thing I like the most is being in stores of this kind. I think I would rather live in stores than work in offices and things of that kind. I think that's the part I like. Is there something that I don't like? I've learned to live with it. In our job, you have to walk a lot. You have to stand on your feet. All my associates typically stand for 6 hours. That's 6 hours in a day. We also when it's a holiday for everybody else in the city, that's the time when we have to work the hardest. So Diwalis are our longest days for all of us as retail associates, and Sundays are our peak days with which to work. Sometime back it used to bother, but I think now we are all part of the retail flow, so I think it's fine.
Fantastic, sir. Now a very interesting question, sir. We like to be as honest as possible. What were you paid like in the first job that you took up? What was your salary like? Probably your monthly salary.
Can I count it in peanuts? So that could be a way to do it. Yeah, it was below what is minimum wage today. But yeah, at Levers that time, the fun part was we got to live in the best of places because we were given accommodation by the company, and the work was challenging. But we were all, and that's not unique to me. We were all at that stage just paid peanuts.
Right, true. So it wasn't.
The people who are graduating out of any business school, including V School today, are in that sense far more lucky.
All right, sir. And we like to know through the years what has been your greatest strength and also probably your greatest weakness.
I think I've managed, even as I age and I grey, I've managed to stay curious, reasonably open to change. Trying out new things. I think maybe that's what keeps me going. So that is the thing that I would want to keep building on, want to keep practicing. So that's the thing that I enjoy, being curious and playing dumb by design. Is a thing that I think is my strength.
That's quite a strategy.
Yeah.
All right, we always see you with a smile. Ever since we started this interview, you've been smiling. So very curious question from my end is, what really makes you happy?
Maybe I'm naive and therefore I see the positive and optimistic side of life more than anything else. So maybe that's the reason.
Wow, but then that keeps you happy all through, and that's a fantastic thing. Fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. Well, sir, for the final part of our conversation, which is also a very interesting part, we now move on to a rapid fire round, which is basically where you need to blurt out the first word, the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you a question. So if you're ready. Oh, fantastic. Let's go with this. Describe Damodar in one word.
Curious.
Oh, fantastic. And describe what Reliance Retail means to you in one word.
Leadership. By far, leadership, yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Now, we'd like to know what's your favorite destination, be it professional or probably someplace you have visited as a vacation.
I loved the city of Istanbul when I traveled to it. It's geographically also right in the middle of the world in terms of east and west, and it's got that mix of Orient and the Western world. I think I really enjoyed the depth of the place. That's a place, if I have to go back again, I'll keep going back to Istanbul.
Recommend to others. Oh, great. And if not the professional career, where would you have been now?
teaching.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. All right, and one love, something that you really, really love.
I love learning my music. I play the keyboard, fun music on keyboard, but I really love doing that.
Oh, all right. And one thing left to do as of yet?
Learning.
Oh, okay.
I hope I can continue to learn a new thing all the time as long as I live. Right? Whether it's a game, whether it's a new skill, whether it's a new thing at the profession, whether it's about my customer who I serve. I think that's one thing we should always be left to learn and left to do as far as life is concerned.
Absolutely, sir. And we'd like to know, do you have any role models? And if so, who and why are they your role models?
Like other things in life, it's also a shifting target. At a different stage, a different person. There was a time when I was completely following the thinking and the instinct of Kishore Biani as far as retail is concerned. Now I've formed my own points of view which I have captured. So these things keep shifting as we go along.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so now we come to the final part of our conversation. We'd like to know you through various stages of your life. So we'd like to know what Damodar was like when he was 18, what he was like when he was 25, and then finally at 35, what was your life like?
So at 18, I would describe myself as a thoroughly confused topper.
Oh.
So the only thing I knew was studies and nothing better than that, but the rest of it was all hazy and confused. At 25. At 25, apart from everything else, the big change was I was in love with Sangeeta, who is my wife. We just got married around that time.
Right.
So that's the thing that comes to mind at 25. And
at 35?
At 35, I was restless, wanting to break out of the mold, wanting to do things that were different, wanting to do things that had a stamp of my own. I think that is how I would describe my stage at 35.
Oh, fantastic. And finally, sir, we'd like to know if there's any incident from which you've learned something really, really important in your life, and finally a message for all our young students at Welkars.
I think the stage at which one of my big learnings was when I set up my dream project of life from scratch, which is my first retail venture that I had done myself. 5 years from then, having to let go because of circumstances of that venture. After it became successful and it was on its way to being what is the D-Mart empire today, having to let go of it was a big lesson of life. Made me introspect, made me grow up, and stay grounded and be philosophical about life. So that to me was a big learning point. Message from you to myself is, like I said, I have to keep being a learner. It takes effort when you age and you have experience, and you are called incorrectly called experts by other people. But if I have to learn from you guys, is to stay curious and stay learning a new skill or a new ability all the time. This is something I say to people at your stage of life today. When it comes to knowing what skills are to be learned, what values are to be inculcated, learn from your teachers, learn from your seniors in the family and things like that. But also acknowledge that the optimism that current generation feels about the future can never be matched by the instincts of people who are your teachers today or people who are your parents today. On that front, the audacity, the power to take risks, etc. I always say, don't learn from your parents, don't learn from your teachers, because they were born in a very different era. We are looking at a very different India today and definitely tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much, sir. It was invaluable knowledge that we've got through this entire conversation. And of course, a great message for every single one of us here is to stay curious, stay learning, stay naive, and of course, be very optimistic, be very bullish about everything. And then, of course, you can be a successful person, just pretty much like Mr. Damodar Mall. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, and have fun.
Lounge. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.